Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and hello friends. Happy Labor Day. It is Monday, and if it is Monday, then it is a Man Crush Monday. Now today, I decided to do my Man Crush Monday on a hometown boy from Pittsburgh. So today is Manganiello Man Crush Monday. That is correct. Woo! And I have to tell you, I have had a man crush on Mr. Manganiello for a while. So let's jump right into it. He was born on December 28th, 1976 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And more specifically, he was born in the neighborhood of Mount Lebanon, a city in which I also lived for about a year or so. Very nice neighborhood. So in high school, he played three varsity sports in high school. And he was also in the senior production of the drama club, and he was involved in the school's TV station. I believe that he tore his MCL during a kickoff return during a game against Ringgold. And so he was out forever. His athletic days were done. And after that, he auditioned for Carnegie Mellon or CMU School of Drama as a senior. They said no thank you, and their loss, because he then applied to and got into Pitt, University of Pitt, and he worked in their theater department, but he didn't stop applying to CMU. He reapplied to CMU and was accepted into their acting program. After he graduated from CMU, from Carnegie Mellon, he then said hasta la vista to the 412 to Pittsburgh, moved out to LA. He very quickly signed with the talent agency, and just three short days later, he landed an audition for Peter Parker, to play Peter Parker in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. We all know he didn't get that role. That thankfully went to Tobey Maguire, but he did actually land his first movie role. He landed the role Peter Parker's nemesis, Eugene Flash Thompson, who was a real grade A dick. And he also reprised that role again in 2007 Spider-Man 3. He had, I believe, brief cameos in the beginning and in the end. In 2006, he made a move to the small screen. He was on quite a few different TV shows. He played Tori Spelling's boyfriend on VH1's So Notorious. He guest starred on the show Las Vegas, Close to Me, and Jake in Progress. In 2007, he was on an episode of Scrubs, and he appeared in the short-lived My Network TV nighttime soap opera / novella American Heiress, and he was also in 4 episodes of ER. Between 2007 and 2009, he did a lot of plays. He appeared in plays in New York City, in California, and the next most obvious place where you would appear in a play, West Virginia. So he did a lot of theater between that time. Other TV shows that he was in also during that time, he appeared in How I Met Your Mother, One Tree Hill, Till Death, Medium, and he also guest starred on all 3 series of CSI. And then we got the big break where everybody got to see his talents. And by talents, I mean, from what I understand, he was naked a lot in this. I didn't watch it. I tried to, but I just couldn't get into it. But in 2009, he was cast as the werewolf Alcide. I might be mispronouncing that. If I am, I apologize. He was cast as the werewolf Alcide in the 3rd season of HBO's True Blood. He ended up being on that for 5 seasons. And prior to joining True Blood, I thought this was interesting, but he said that True Blood was actually his favorite TV show. He trained 2 times a day to add muscle. He read all of the books. He actually studied live wolves. He grew out his hair and his beard, and he got a suntan. He suntanned because he wanted to stand apart from the vampire. At the end of season 4, he did shoot an episode of USA's TV show White Collar, which starred Matt Bomer, who was a classmate of his at CMU and who he would later star in Magic Mike and Magic Mike XXL. He then also filmed the movie adaptation of What to Expect When You're Expecting. And he did an episode of 2.5 Men that was in the period of Ashton Kutcher. He was then cast as Big Dick Ritchie in Magic Mike, returned in 2015 for the sequel, Magic Mike XXL. I'm going to tell you, I saw the movie because he was in it. Did not like the first one. Did I see the second one? Sure did. Saw the second one because he is in it. And from what I understand, there is going to be a third one. If he is in it, I will see it. In between making the Magic Mike films and the last 2 seasons of True Blood, he was very busy. He filmed Sabotage with his childhood hero, who was Arnold Schwarzenegger, who went on to become both a mentor and a close friend of his. He released a book, Evolution, in fall of 2013. Arnold Schwarzenegger wrote a little piece for him on that. He also played Stanley Kowalski in Streetcar Named Desire at the Yale Repertory Theater in Connecticut, and him and his brother produced a documentary called Le Bear, and Le Bear was about the world's most popular male strip club, which is Le Bear Dallas. I had no idea that existed. After True Blood, he was kept busy quite a bit. In 2017, he played Slade Wilson, or Deathstroke, in Justice League. Now, if you go and watch it, you're not going to see him in the whole movie. It was just, it was an uncredited post-credit scene that no one even knew about. So he was in that. In 2017, he also won an Emmy as the narrator for the awesome documentary, Pittsburgh is Home, the story of the Penguins. I did love it. It was very good. I myself, as being a Penguins fan since birth, loved it. Also, in 2016, he starred in Pee-wee's Big Holiday. He starred as himself. In 2017, he was also the voice of Hefty Smurf in the film Smurfs: The Lost Village. Once again, in 2021, he played Deathstroke again in yet another uncredited post-credit scene in Justice League. 2019, he was in Drunk Parents. He was in a movie called Bottom of the Ninth with his wife, Sofia Vergara. And he was also in Jay and Silent Bob's reboot. 2020, he was in The Sleepover and Arch Enemy. 2021, he was in Shoplifters of the World Unite. I believe it was all about the Smiths. And he was also in The Spine of Night. In 2022, he was in Metal Lords, and he's now currently starring in AMC's Moonhaven. So he has been extremely busy. As far as his charity goes, he is on the board of trustees for the UPMC Children's Hospital Foundation here in Pittsburgh. And he does a lot with that. I know he does come back often and visits the kids. Like, he's visited them and played Dungeons and Dragons with them. He's brought them Smurfs. He's been back for quite a few different functions and charity balls to help them raise money. And as somebody whose cousin's little boy had spent 100 days of his life at UPMC Children's Hospital, they do great work. So I'm very thankful for that. Him and his wife have also worked with the Stewart House in California, which helps children and family recover from SA. He has also worked with the Born This Way Foundation, Stand Up to Cancer, DonorsChoose.org, and also the Trevor Project. Also, I thought this was very nice. But when he married Sofia Vergara, they requested that in lieu of gifts, that their guest send donations to charities such as St. Jude. So I thought that was incredibly awesome. Some interesting information. His mom is Croatian, Armenian, German, and Austrian. His dad is Italian, and his dad's relatives are from Sicily. And on his maternal side, his great grandmother actually survived the Armenian genocide, and her spouse, her husband, and her children sadly did not. Other famous alumni from Carnegie Mellon University, well, I did mention Matt Bomer, Andy Warhol, Zachary Quinto, Billy Porter, Billy Porter and Zachary Quinto are both from Pittsburgh, Ted Danson, Leslie Odom Jr. from Hamilton. Also, I believe the woman who played one of the Schuyler sisters, also graduated from CMU. My favorite male singer of all time, Josh Groban, graduated from CMU. Love him. Holly Hunter and Ethan Hawke. And Sofia Vergara, who do we have to thank for Sofia and Joe being married and forming just probably the most beautiful couple of ever? And that is Sofia's Modern Family co-star, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, who plays Mitchell. He set her up. He set them up on a date. And in 2007, he also directed and produced Die Hards with a Z, and it's about Steeler fans who meet up in bars in LA. And let me tell you, Joe Manganiello, he is like a huge Yinzer, and we're so proud in Western Pennsylvania to call him a Yinzer. He represents every chance that he can, waves the terrible towel. So listen, we love him here. And he recently had gotten, a few years ago, there is an I'm going to call it a restaurant institution, because if you live in Western Pennsylvania, you know Permanis, but they put his picture up on, they put his cartoon up on the wall, Permanis, and that was a real big like honor for him. And also he is a dungeon master in D&D, so he's very big into Dungeons and Dragons. Also, another note, he grew up in Mount Lebanon, went to Mount Lebanon High School, but for elementary school, he went to the school at St. Bernard's Church, which is where my brother and his wife had gotten married. And another fun little personal fact, but my sister-in-law Betsy, she grew up in Mount Lebanon as well. She grew up in the same neighborhood as him. And she had said, she remembers back when he was, because she's older than him, but back when they were kids and they were in school, his mother had asked her to walk him home a few times from school when he was much younger. So I was like, woo. Listen, I love Joe Manganiello just because he's from Pittsburgh, and he reps Pittsburgh so great. But also, I mean, he's pretty fine. So, you know, there's that. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you also enjoy the slideshow that I'm going to put on here. If nobody has told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put kindness, love, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there. And everybody have a great day. And I love you guys. Bye.